Hi guys, Richard Orange Campers, and in this video I'm going to show you what makes the Trouvaille Medium Wheel Base behind me truly off-grid. So I can name 5 things what really make a difference to make you off-grid and fully independent. You could be in the middle of anywhere and you can stop where you wish. Now the first thing I recommend, or the best thing I've found, is the lithium battery upgrade. We do put 2 lead acid batteries in here as standard, and that will get you probably 3 days off grid on a traditional lead acid battery with 2, because we've doubled up for 2. Because what you've got to remember is, using your fridge, if it's in a compressor fridge, all your lights, your bits and bobs, heating, everything else, you probably use 20-25 amps a day. So then divide that by your battery, what you've got in amp hours. But lead acid, you can't use it all, you see. So you've got to work that out. But lithium, I've upgraded to a 300 amp lithium on this van and the other demonstrator as well, and I just forget about it. That fridge has been on, it's on now, it's probably been on for 3 months, and that's it, you see, it's carefree. There's a few things what make your travels and your trips where you don't even have to think about, have I got enough battery power? And that's the biggest thing, have I got enough battery power to stay off site? And it's always the fact that you haven't, that's what spoils the trip sometimes. You know, you run out of battery power, you go, oh, that's a bit disappointing, you know, I need to hook up. Like I say, the lithium upgrade, cracking bit of kit. Lithium nowadays really has, and it's come a bit more affordable as well. But that's not the only thing you need, because that on its own is still dependent on how you're going to charge it. Now we put on a standard 160 amp hour rigid panel, 160 amp hour, 160 watt panel on the roof. It's a rigid panel, air gets underneath, works tremendously. But because we've got space at the front, you can double that up. So an extra solar panel works really well. So on here, I've got 320 amps of power going in. So, and you can check that on your amp, because on your app, should I say, because everything we use is Victron products, so we use Victron controllers now throughout the system, and each one of them are Bluetooth, so you can look at see what's going on in your solar, as I often do, sit there, I'm very sad, and I like to know what power I've got left, or what power's going in, so it tells you exactly, and you can look at history and things. So doubling up on your solar is a great way to keep that lithium battery topped up, but it's not the only way. You could just double up on your solar and keep your lead acid, but the choice is how much you're going to use your van and what you need it to do. But it's a good way of being fully independent off grid. What else can you do to a van, I hear you ask? The third option is, what did we say the third option? Oh, inverter, yes, mains power. So a lot of people, especially new people, when they come to look in the van, they go, oh, they'll phone you up and they go, I can't use my 3-pin sockets. And that's because you can only use 3-pin sockets when you're on a hookup. Or you can go for an inverter package. Now there's no point putting an inverter package on lead acid. It will just destroy your batteries. They take too long to charge. You won't see the benefit. But on lithium, that combined with an inverter package, tremendous. Works really, really well. And then you could sit here, because how we work the inverter package is it's built in. It's got a 10-year warranty, I believe. It's a really good Victron product. 3000 watts is most commonly used. You can have bigger, but 3000 watts are good size, and it'll make it so all these sockets are live. We could sit here, plug something in, mains powered. You've got to be careful what you plug in. Obviously, you've only got 3000 watts, but that size will cover most things you would want to use anyway, more than enough. You could use it driving down the road. That's how good it all is, you know, so everything works independent. Now, there is another option to that. You could go, instead of a built-in inverter, a lot of people these days are using the power boxes, like the power banks, EcoFlow, Jackery, there's a few out there, and how we work them into a Trouvaille is we'll give it a dedicated place to plug in somewhere in a cupboard, so it's nice and put away, and then you can use it, and then it powers. There's a little switch we change over, and it powers all your existing sockets. So it's like having a built-in inverter, but you can take it in and out of your van, or you know, and use it elsewhere. But it gives you the fact of, it uses, instead of plugging directly into the box, you can plug in to your own existing system. And also we make it charge. We're quite clever here at Orange Campers. We make it charge while you're driving, and it can benefit from the solar as well, because once the batteries have had enough, you can divert back to your power bank as well. So that's another great aid to give you off-grid sort of independence. Now another one is because we've got such a big gas tank, obviously you're fully off-grid when you're cooking and what have you. But if you don't like the thought of gas, you can, and a lot of people nowadays have got rid of gas. So we've done a few recently, fully gasless jobs, and you can, with a lithium package and inverter, you could literally get rid of a gas hob and grill. You could have a microwave there, which will work anywhere because you've got an inverter, and then you could put an induction hob. You can either have one fitted in the worktop, or quite popular is the tabletop ones, because you lift them out, you put them on the tide, you can get a double one, and you can always take them outside and use them for camping when you're doing your barbecue outside. You can cook outdoors in an induction hob. Plus, when you're not using it, it gives you a beautiful counter space, a worktop space, which is very nice. Now, you can go down that route, and there's also a diesel hob as well if you wanted to go down that route. But that gives you lots of independence. Now, the other thing, heating. So diesel is always a great way of getting off grid. You can use diesel power, and on this one we've got diesel heating because we've got hot water as well. So we've got a Thermotop, Webasto Thermotop on this one, as we fit on our Trouvaille Medium Wheel Bases, and that will do air and hot water. And it's not a storage system, it just heats it up through a heat matrix instantly. So it draws whatever you're drawing off a tank, it will heat up instantly. So you're not stood around waiting for 40 minutes for it to warm up. It's instant. After a couple of minutes, once the heater's warmed up, that's it, you've got hot water. So you could do that and go for the diesel as well. But I think what makes everybody's journey and trip that bit more enjoyable when you're fully off grid is your own bathroom. So just the ability to use your own toilet, and that's where the Trouvaille Medium comes into its own. Just your own toilet makes everything that bit nicer. If you've got your own services and amenities, then you just you know, you're fully independent. We are doing this with a shower option for 2026. So you can, we're going to have a shower block here, and it'll be a fully enclosed, sealed unit. It won't be reliant on silicone to keep its water tightness. It's going to be an enclosed unit, and it'll have a electric, really nice high-seated what we lift in and out. And that way, rather than take up all this space with a bathroom, which is what you would need, we're just going to have it so you can stand in there, have a shower, and it'll get you out of the fix. You know, obviously it's not going to be as nice as a campsite shower, but it will work really well. And it, you know, if you want that service, then something else you can offer. So these things are my sort of, you know, must-haves or recommendations. If you can stretch to them, then it's really good to be able to get the lithium package on there. Even in the small micro campers, we have a lot of customers now what have the lithium battery on there, and it really does make such a difference. It gives you peace of mind and so on. So if you like what you hear, then give us a call. Come and see us at our workshop on some of our open days. Catch us up and down the country at some of our Warner shows, which you'll find all these dates on our website, and hope to see you soon.